Nasaan sila?
Magandang umaga. Magsiupo na kayo. Bago matapos ang ating araw, ibibigay ko ang resulta ng inyong pagsusulit kahapon.
Oh my gosh. Hindi ko lang mapagsak ako doon.
Ay, Best Actress.
Magsimula na tayo. So nalaman natin kahapon na matapos bigyan ng basbas ng hari ng Espanya si Ferdinand Magellan, ay... Naku! Eto na naman tong si Madrigal. Unlimited data yung pulbos eh.
Gusto mo ba? Amoy pimiento ah. Kilala ko to. Si Bernardo to eh.
Mr. Bernardo? Sir? Kumakain ka na naman sa klase.
Sorry po, sir.
Sabi sa'yo, huwag ka kumain.
Okay. So, 1519, nung naglayad si Ferdinand Magellan, ay meron siya mga kasamang Espanyol. Sino makapagbibigay sa akin ng pangalan ng 5 barko? Okay, Miss Javier.
Sir, yung 5 barko po is Trinidad, San Antonio, Victoria, Concepcion, tapos...
45 minutes na.
Santiago po.
Lalabas na naman tong si Mr. Santos. 3, 2,
Sir, may I go out?
Okay, Yume. Gaya ng sabi ko kanina, bibigay ko na sa inyo ang inyong pagsusulit. Lumapit na lang si Lopez, Javier, Cortez, Cruz, Bernardo, Jimenez,
Good day, Kavibal, and welcome to our Teacher's Day webinar series. For the discussion today, the topic will be on what makes a good teacher effective. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. Make sure you are registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. Visit certificate.vibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. Place your questions on the comment box allotted during the session and they will be addressed by our speaker later on. Share the video using hashtag LearnAs1PH as our official hashtag to our Vibal webinars. Experience learning, Kavibal. And now, to proceed with our webinar this afternoon, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker today. He is a consultant and evaluator for K-12 Philippine Basic Education, the curriculum and academic consultant of Sisters of Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Brother Roderick M. Aguirre.
Yay! Walang pumalakpak, hindi palakpak ko na lang sarili ko. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome again for a whole week uh, sharing of ideas, how we can improve ourselves as teachers, as professional teachers. And again, do not mind my hair. It's getting longer and it's getting curly. And that is due to some situations here in Cavite where some of the barbershops are not yet open. Reason being is that the cases here in Cavite, cases of positive with COVID-19 are getting higher, and it's better. It's crazy, and it's better to stay at home. But of course, it's already the first day of classes for the Department of Education, public schools, and I hope that it's smooth sailing for you guys out there. And before I begin, I would like to say Happy World's Teachers Day to all of you, and we salute all teachers. I'm a teacher myself, and only that I handle teachers and no longer students, but I share your sentiments, I share your experiences, I share your difficulties. I've been through that, and yes, I'm still going through that difficult, especially with the changes of the modalities of delivering our learning materials to our students, and it's quite a struggle, but we are able to do something about that. But before I begin all of this, I would like to give a shout out to the following people that have been tuning in to our program. Our program daw, ano to, radio program? Oh, hayaan nyo na ako, ha? So I've decided that for this whole of October, I'm going to present this like a talk show in a way. And so those teachers out there for my sessions for the YouTube live, would appreciate it if you could, send to me some of your problems, and then I could do something about giving you some certain trivia on it. But that would be great. Though. Parang uh, kapihan kay Kuya Ricky. Kind of like that kind of program, okay? So let's go back to my shout out, okay? Shout out to Mom Mary Ann Ramos Buktil from San Pablo City, Laguna. She's a private school teacher. Always, if she's not able to tune in during the exact time or the live performance, ano to, concert, live webinar, she always finds ways she always find a way to download, if not go back to the previous webinar, so she could watch it again or watch it. Then to my anak-anakan, Rosalie Chavez Faunes, she was my former PNU student and now finishing her master's, okay, at Filipino University. To a good friend of mine as a newly installed assistant superintendent divisions, a schools division superintendent assistant of the Cavite province, division of Cavite province, Sir Galileo Go. Okay. I hope you will be supported, and I do have, and I am here. Whatever support you need from me, I'll be supporting the Cavite province for that. Of course, to all my friends in uh, Benedictine Institute of Learning, Sir Noel Abad, hello po, good evening. Ma'am Shella Valenzuela, and all the BL teachers, happy Teachers Day to all of you. You are all great teachers there. I mean, I'm not just saying that just BIL teachers, but all teachers, but I'm especially mentioning them. Okay, Mom Nelsie, and Mom Carolina of the Boys Town Atlas, and to all teachers and administrators of all the of the Sisters of Mary schools in Cavite and Manila, Cavite and Cebu, in Tanzania, definitely. So happy Teachers Day to all of you. Of course, to my newly ano to, kapatid ko kasi she's also a graduate of Sisters of Mary, an alumna, to Ate Maricel Bo Castillo from Albay Bicol. Shout out to you. I know you've been tuning in to my and chatting, of course, and joining my confraternities novena every night. And of course, to all the teacher and school administrator of San Roque Elementary School, Malilipot District Albay Division. Happy Teachers Day and good afternoon. And my topic for this afternoon is all about uh, what makes a good teacher effective. So all the topics that we will be discussing for the whole week is more of a tribute to our teachers out there, and some tips how we can improve ourselves as our teachers. And right now I would like to share my idea of what makes a good teacher. Our premise is that you're already good at that. Definitely, when you graduate from your college and you pass your lab, and then you had your series of experiences as a teacher, as you go along with the years of teaching, your experience makes you good. But then again, I would like to give an input of some factors that would make you even better, and that would say make you more effective teachers. And these are based on research too. All right. So let me share with you my PowerPoint presentation, and you see some parts there already. Do I apologize in advance if my camera would get stuck every now and then, and do tell me if I also get a static connection. If my connection gets static, I've been experiencing this problem since yesterday, and even this morning when I had my meeting with this morning. Um, do tell me so that I could do something about the boosting of the connection, as if I can just easily do something about it. Anyway, so here's our what happened. Why is it already at the end? Okay, thank you very much, and that's about it. Just kidding. Okay, let's go back to that, and there we go. Okay, what makes good teachers effective? This is for my way of showing my appreciation to the efforts of teachers to improve the learning situation of your learners. This is also a way of Vival, showing our appreciation for all your efforts, all of the things you've done to be prepared, prepared for the opening of the classes that will be today, and for some other divisions, I believe that will be still tomorrow. Nonetheless, it would be the weeks. But I would say even if it's the opening is today or tomorrow, I would say that you allotted effort, time and effort in the previous months to prepare for exactly for the opening of classes. All right. So the outline would be, used to be, I have an introduction where I bust and identify and bust myths about the topic that I'm delivering, but I changed that. For October, I have changed, it's busted into trivia. Okay, so whatever my topic is, I'll be presenting certain trivia. I think an information that all people should know. When you say trivia, it's an information that everyone should know, but alas, we don't know. Okay. Also, trivia means an information that should be commonly known, should be a general information, but only few people know. That's why it's called trivia. All right. Next should be self-awareness activity. We'll do a little bit of activity for us for you guys out there to have a sense of self-analysis as to where you are as an effective teacher. Are you a good teacher or an effective teacher? We'll find out in this just a little self-awareness activity. Okay. And then we'll have a very simplified way of presenting the answers to certain questions that I provided. And for this afternoon, I formulated just 3 questions so that I won't be eating a lot of your time. And I'm targeting 3. I'll be done on or before 3:30, and I'm hoping that I can beat the time. And so to beat the time, I have to stop talking. And after discussion, so if you have questions along the way, please do not hesitate to write down your questions, your comments, and clarifications on the comments box below so that we can entertain them. I can answer them as honest as I can. The questions that you will provide to me during the open forum session. And eventually, I will end my session with a conclusion, and I also change a little my conclusion and my challenge in the last part, and I simplified it, but I made it more meaningful and heartfelt. Yeah. Okay, to begin, as if I have not started yet, let's begin with the trivia. Knowing who is considered to be the first teacher or teachers of learners. So my question is, who do you think is the first teacher of our students? I think you know the answer, but do you think the answer knows that they are the first teachers? All right. So according to research and according to lots of pediatricians, lots of developmental psychologists and even educators alike, and even research would show, and even developmental psychology theories would say, and even socialization, social science theorists would say that from the moment your first child is born, you become a teacher. Also, it's not just, as a mother, but also as a father. What happens is that there's a change that happens to a mother, to a person, to a female and a male person when a child is born to the family. I'm not saying biologically it could be adopted, but when there's a baby introduced to a family or to adults, there's a psychological and emotional change. And I know the parents out there could relate to this, that there's an automatic change, that you have this feeling of, you want to protect the child, and you want to give everything just for the child to have the best that they can have in this world. That feeling of wanting to protect, that feeling of to help the child become the best that he or she can be, is what we call as the factors that makes an effective mother, an effective teacher. And this is what we're going to bring to the fore of our discussion, that type of love, that type of emotional attachment to the child. And that you can see that as parents, you know that even if it would hurt you so much na kukorek mo yung anak ninyo, papagalitan yung anak nyo, hindi mo ibibigay sa anak mo dahil alam mo makakasama, tapos iiyak, makikita mo umiiyak anak mo, mas masakit doble yan sa nanay at saka tatay, na feeling ng anak na siya ay pinagkakaitan siya, pero mas masakit yun sa mga magulang. Pero ang mga magulang, they have to do this so that they can raise their children right, dahil they want to tell their kids that not everything you want in this world you can have. You have to work for it. Diba? Okay. And that's the perspective of also being an effective parent. And on that note, also of being an effective teacher. Okay. So again, a trivia that from the moment your first child is born, it could be biological, or a baby is introduced to the family or to adults, we all become teachers. Okay. But let's look into another perspective, another trivia. Okay. From day one, your child will look to you. Kung sabi sa agoy, pastilan, kasakit man ana, uy. From day one, your child will look to you. Titingin sila sa atin, we become their models. And for so much in life, and what you do matters more than what you say. So if you will observe that the first personalities, the first type of behaviors, set behaviors that children will acquire will be based on their observation of the behavior and the actions and the language and the virtues and the values and everything about the parents. This is where the learning is so crucial, that we need to inform and we need to train our parents that you are not just parents, but you are also teachers. And on this note, teachers, we are models of what is right. And we should not be models of what's wrong. And therefore, as parents, we have to be conscious of what we show, what we say to our kids, so that what they are only exposed to are the things that are right in this world. May magulang nagsabi sa akin, "Sir, ang mundo ay masama. Dapat bata pa lang ang bata. Na-expose na siya sa kasamaan." Sabi ko, opo, alam ko pong masama ang mundo. Alam ko pong unfair po ang mundo. But it does not mean that we'll have to teach our kids to be unfair. And we have to teach our kids to be violent as well. All right? So you know that our society is already unfair, and our society and our community is already chaotic. Do we want to bring in another member of the community that would add on to this chaos in society, or would you want to bring in a new member in society that would become change, the catalyst of change that our society has been waiting for? That could be our children. That could be our students. Sir, paano po kami mga teacher? Hindi pa kami catalyst of change. I said you are models of change. So that means change comes from the parents, change comes from the teachers as models of what should be and what should be right. So kung nakikita niyo ang mga anak ninyo at nakikita ninyo ang mga estudyante ninyo na may maling gawain, dalawa ang pinagkunan nun, sa magulang at saka sa teacher. Sir, paano naman sa lipunan? Bakit? Ang lipunan po ba ay hindi mga magulang, hindi mga teacher ang nasa kapalibot nila? Kahit pa yan accountant, kahit pa yan engineer, mga magulang pa rin yan. Or mga adults na may mga pamangkin. The point there is that we should be aware that our society has young population. I don't know if there will be a society in this world that there wouldn't be a young population, but there will always be a young population in every society, in every community. And with that, it is our sole responsibility of adults to become models of what's right and what's good. And if we don't do that, shame on us, okay? Hindi kasalanan ng bata, bakit sila naging masama? Kasalanan ng mga miyembro ng lipunan, at ang mga magulang at ang mga guro ay dalawa sa mga miyembro ng lipunan. At silang dalawa, ang magulang at ang mga teacher, sila ang how to say that in Filipino? So influential. Pinaka-influensya, something like that. Come on, my Filipino sucks really. They are the most influential, di ba? Mas maganda pag English, right? They are the two most influential people that our children will be remembering in their entire life. Okay? Ang palagi lang sisisihin niya ng mga magulang kasi namin kasi hindi naman tinuro sa amin sa teacher. All the rest would be just consequences, would be an offshoot of what happened in the family and what happened at school. Do remember that. Our students, our children are mirrors of who we are. And if we see that these children and we see that these students are bad, they're not doing well, they're illiterate, they are reflections of who we are. Sorry, but that's the truth. Next. Research indicates no amount of formal teaching can compare to the influences you have on your offspring or your children who you teach every day by word and by example. Research done by Stanford University, one of the many barriers for the holistic development of every individual would be barriers at home. This is done by the Stanford University, and they have thorough respondents all over the world, and I was so astounded. Although I already had some hunch about the family being at the core of the failures of our society, and by that research, it gave rock solid belief in me that we have to do something about the role of the parents and the teachers, because they are the ones who pose as models to our students. So this is the trivia. So the question is, who is the first teacher of individual society? Answer is the parents. And when we say parents, we're not only talking about the mother, but we're talking about the father as well, and all other primary caregivers present at home. So we're not only talking about the biological parents, but also the spiritual parents, also the support parents like the uncles and the aunts that contribute to the modeling of what's right and what's good. And also that this kind of perspective of being a mother, being a father, wanting to take care of the child unselfishly, okay, giving everything unselfishly to the child. If it's approximated by teachers na kahit gaano kapagod, gagawin mo lesson plan, gagawin mo materials para lang sa kapakanan ng para sa kabataang Pilipino. Is that right? Para sa Pilipinong kabataan. There you go. I think that's better. Para sa Pilipinong kabataan, then you have approximated the effectiveness perspective that would be being a parent, the perspective of a teacher who thinks that he or she is the second parent of these children, and I will do my best to educate them, to help them realize their goals and help them become the best that they can be, the best versions of we were not able to become. Good. Pang ano yun na, pang ganda ng sa pang magandang ano yun na, FB profile. Shout out. Okay. So let's now have our self-awareness. So this is kind of new to me. During September, what I did is I contextualized my discussion based on a published research or a quotation. But this time, this October, I'll be doing some self-awareness. Whatever my topic is, I'll be providing self-awareness activities to make my topic more emotionally strong and emotionally appealing to you guys out there. So I hope you guys out there have a paper and pencil. I want you to do this as we go along. Although I can't see you doing this, nonetheless, I hope that you will go through this self-awareness activity. So let's do this. So all you have to do is follow the instructions, okay? Step 1, draw a 4-column table and write the following header. So drawing kayo ng 4 na column okay? Tapos sa bawat column na yan, ito ang header. For column 1, you have citizens. For column 2, you have students. For column 3, you have parents. And column 4, you have teachers. Okay? Hope you're doing it. All right. Are you done writing? I'll give you probably 15 seconds to do that. Let's count. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's proceed. Now, on the first column, what I want you to do is give 3 virtues that you think a good citizen of this country should have. Again, give 3 or write 3 on the first column. Write 3 virtues that you think a good citizen of this country should have. Like, I'll give you an example, like honesty, integrity, what else? Obedience, respect, whichever. All right. But write this, the top 3 that you think are the most. No need to identify whether it's number 1, number 2, number 3. Just put the 3 most important virtues that you think that a citizen of this country should have to be contributing active members of the Philippine society. Then let's have the second column. For the second column, give 3 virtues that you think the best student should have. So, kayo mga teacher doon, anong ideal, ano ang dapat meron, anong virtue dapat meron ang best student para sa inyo bilang guro? Ano ang gusto mong makita sa inyong mga estudyante? Okay? So write the 3 virtues there on the second column. All right? Now, on the third column, I would like you to write the 3 virtues that you think the best parents should have. Now, I know that you are teachers, but I do believe that some of you are already parents, if not parents, but you're also uncles or primary caregivers. So I would like you to write your top 3 most important virtues, the virtues that every that a best parent should have or best parent should have. Okay, write it down on the third column. Sir, parang pare-pareho lang naman ang sinusulat ko. It doesn't matter. Basta kasi ng perspective mo. Okay? It doesn't matter. You'll be surprised later on. Okay? Next, give 3 virtues. On the fourth column, would like you to write the 3 virtues that you think the best teacher should have. Ano naman ngayon ang mga virtues na sa tingin mo ang isang guro, ang isang magaling at epektibong guro ay meron sa kanya? I think my Filipino was good. Ano ang tatlong bertod? I'm not even sure if it's the right word in Filipino, but yeah, I think that's a Filipino counterpart of the word virtue. Ang bertud parang parang agimat lang yung dating, bertud ng isang magaling at epektibong guro. All right, kidoki. So What I want you to do is to look at the list that you have in column 1, column 2, and column 3, and column 4. Column 4. And I would like to present that what's common to the three, that the virtue that would come out every now and then as to all of these 4 aspects would be the word respect. It could be respect for oneself, respect for the elders, respect for the parents, respect for the environment, respect for each other, respect. Nonetheless, there are within the perspective of respect. Okay, and a lot of research showed that the first virtue that every individual should acquire is respect. Okay, like when they are born to parents, the first thing that parents will teach their kids, the first virtue that they will teach their kids is to respect them as parents, and then later on to respect their brothers, to respect their uncles, to respect the teachers when they enter, respect other people, and so on and so forth. All right, and the idea of respect there comes and stems from love. That if we respect other people, we show our love and our affection to them. And if you do not respect another person, if you don't respect your parents, and if you don't respect your students, if students don't respect teachers, then there is no such thing as love. And therefore, the best teachers out there should create a bond to your students. Okay? Effective teachers, para daw ang kasi tinan mo, para maging magaling kang miyembro ng lipunan, dapat marunong ka rumispeto. Para maging magaling ka na estudyante, dapat andun ng respect. Kasama, pasok doon ng obedience. Respeto pa rin yun. Okay? Katapos, respect for time. Okay? And authority, that's obedience. Next would be respect for when they become parents, they respect their kids, they respect their authority in their jobs, and so on and so forth. Everything would be okay in this world if the idea of respect is there. And then as you become a teacher, you respect your position as a teacher, and that's why you do something about that. And then you respect your students, and you respect your co-teachers, and you respect your school administrators. If that idea, this virtue of respect, stems from real love and compassion, that I believe that all good teachers can transcend to become effective teachers. Kaya nga maraming mga teachers dyan, sorry for the hypo, maraming teachers dyan na hindi natapos nila ang curriculum, pero na-impluwensyahan nila mga estudyante na maging magaling. Tapos sila pa ang hindi nakakalimutan ng kanilang mga estudyante dahil they made a mark. Okay, they made a mark on the lives of their students. Ako nga po I've been analyzing this past few days, bakit ba ako naging teacher? Ang mami ko hindi naman teacher, ang daddy ko hindi naman teacher, yung panganay kong kapatid hindi naman teacher, ang pangalawang kapatid hindi naman teacher, yung pangatlong kapatid ko naman ay nagseminaryo bago siya naging teacher, pero later na siya naging teacher, ako muna naging teacher. But in the process that bakit ako naging teacher eventually, which my parents wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer, but my path went to education. And then I was contemplating, I realized that at the back of my mind, I idolized my English teachers when I was in elementary. I idolized my Araling Palipunan teacher when I was in elementary. I idolized my Filipino teacher. And they were the teachers who showed compassion to me. Kasi nga ako yung makulit na estudyante sa klase. Tapos dahil kahit makulit ako, magulo ako sa klase, they still showed compassion to me. And I owe it to them to show compassion. Ang sabi nila sa akin noon, para silang idea is that, nakita mo si teacher, nirespeto ka. So dapat, nirespeto mo rin. Kasi sumasagot ako noon eh. Sinasagot ko mga magulang ko, sumasagot ako sa mga teacher. I speak my mind. And until now, I speak my mind. Kaya lang, ang sinasabi nila, you can still say something what you want to say, but you have to say it in a very respectful way. Students cannot be better than their teachers, no matter how you think you become later on. Your teachers will always be your teachers, and your parents will always be your parents. If that's what we teach our students, all on top of the academic information, mga kapatid, you have already become effective. Lagyan nyo ng puso ang pagtuturo. Ilagay nyo ang pagmamahal sa gitna ng lahat ng ginagawa ninyo. Lalabas po ang respeto as a manifestation of that love, and that becomes effective. tell you, minsan kahit gaano kagalit na sa bata kasi ang tagang, ang hirap turuan. Respetuhin mo kasi nga ah, ah, hindi lahat ng bata mabilis makakuha. And pag nakita ng bata na hindi ka nagagalit tapos you still do your best to help him, makikita mo ang kanyang, the child will reciprocate that to you. He or she will still respect you and will even love you. Paano ko ito nakuha na idea of the respect and love as a self-awareness activity for teachers, if they're effective or not. I know that all teachers are good. They're good at the subject that you teach. That's being good. You know, you're knowledgeable of your subject, but do you put emotion? Do you put the affect at the center of your teaching? Kasi nung ako'y nagtuturo noon sa TNU, may mga time kasi na nagvo-volunteer ako sa aming lab school. Storytelling ako sa kinder. Doon din ako nag-practicum noon. And then, merong isang bata na sobrang hiyain noon. Tapos, ang ginawa ko noon is, I modified my stories at ang pangalan niya ang nilalagay ko sa kwento. Tapos dahil yung pangalan niya nilalagay sa kwento, little by little, nag-open up siya kasi naging interesado siya makinig sa akin. Tapos siya, anong gagawin ko po dun kung ayaw ko makipag-usap? Ganun siya magsalita. Sabi ko, so effective palang ginawa ko. Instead na, hay, makinig ka ha? Ikaw, nandiyan ka lang sa gilid. Kaya instead ng ginawa ko ay pagalitin siya or call his attention na makinig, hindi, ang ginawa ko, I strategized, I made my activity creative, tapos gumawa ako ng mga caricature na ang features na, kasi I can draw, features na similar to his, kaya nakukuha ko yung attention. Isa lang naman yun siya sa estudyante. Sa lahat ng estudyante ko, siya lang talaga ang tahimik. Kaya yung problema sa elementary kasi o sa early grades, dapat maging sociable sila kasi hindi mo malalaman kung natututo sila kung hindi sila magsasalita. So that was my goal, for them to be able to talk and to partake in the lessons. So sa ginawa kong yun, I think I stayed with them for just 2 months. 2 months lang naman ako nag-stay sa kanila. Then every now and then, bibisita ako para to look at what's happening. And then, itong batang to, every now and then, bago umuwi, hanggang sa graduate siya ng high school, hanggang ano ba ako, 2010, hanggang graduate siya ng elementary, bumibisita sa aking office doon sa College of Language and Literature before sa PNU. Bumibisita talaga. At lahat ng mga kaibigan ko, mga teachers ko sa PNU, they were so amazed at the effect that I had with the students. Kasi mga estudyante na classmates niya pupunta rin sa office kasi yung office namin merong mini library. And then because of them visiting us at the office, we thought of creating a corner, a children's corner where all the children's books are there. So we created and we asked donations and nagawa namin and kids loved it. So ibig sabihin, tapos ang ginagawa ko, I do storytelling kasi hinabol pala nila ako dahil nagustuhan nila ang mga kwento ko, tapos they are so enticed when I ask them questions. Para daw lang kami, parang tatay daw ang tingin nila sa akin. Kaya later on tawag sa akin tatay. And then when I went to Sister Mary, I was so amazed that ang tawag sa akin ng mga anak-anakan ko sa Sister Mary ay tatay. Kasi no matter how they whatever happens, I do check their grades. Tinitingnan ko, kumusta ng grado natin? O may problema tayo sa science, bakit? So I monitor, no matter how busy I was with my task as an administrator, as a consultant of Sister Mary, I find time to have a dialogue with my anak-anak. Kasi we need to know, yan po ang mga advisors and mga teachers that we care of the total development of our kids. And that's because we love them. Kasi posibleng magaling, you are the best science teacher, you are the best English teacher, very good ka, magaling ka mag-English, magaling ka mag-Filipino. But the question is, are you able to effect the change you want to effect among your students? Because if your students have become intelligent and yet they don't have the heart and they don't have that manifestation of being good and doing good to others, kagaya na nangyayari sa ating mga politicians, ang tatalino. They came from the best schools in the world. They came from the best schools in the Philippines. Okay? The question is, anong kulang sa kanila? Puso. Respeto sa tao. So, this is what the formula I'm bringing in today. For us to be effective teachers, respect and love should be at the center of everything we do for our students, like what parents would do to their children. Right? Ang dami kong sinabi, no? Okay, so research says that respect is honoring the work or dignity in a person or process. When we respect others, we take their preferences and the ideas seriously, no matter how we think their ideas are wrong. So on that perspective, kahit pa daw po mali ang sagot ng mga bata natin, respetuhin pa rin natin, hindi natin papagalitan. Why? Because errors and mistakes are avenues for teaching. Kung alam mo nagkamali ang sagot ng nagkamali. Alam po natin na mali ang sagot ng bata, mali ang nagawa ng bata, that means hindi pa siya natututo. At yung alam natin hindi siya natututo, anong gagawin natin? O di tuturuan. Ay anong ginagawa ng ibang teacher pag nakitang mali ang sagot? Pinapagalitan ng bata. Sabi ko, that would not yield a good result. Pag pinagalitan mo ang bata, ang feeling ng bata, hindi mo siya ni-respect. Tinawag mo ko, tapos ito lang kaya kong isagot, tapos di mo nang tatanggapin. Sana tinulungan. Kung akong estudyante, kasi sumasagot ako talaga ng bata ako. Meron akong math teacher na, I really hated math then. May math teacher ako nun sa elementary, factoring nun, I hated factoring then. Mga factoring yun. Tapos, ang ginawa ng teacher ay, kasi may mga classmates akong gagaling sa math. Ang ginawa niya, she treated like all my classmates, all of us in the class, magagaling sa math. Sorry ha, experience ko ulit. Tapos, ang ginagawa niya kasi is, konti lang explanation niya, tapos nakukuha ng mga classmates ko. Siyempre, yung kagaya ko po na medyo may nahina sa math, very abstract ang tingin ko sa kanya, parang ang gulo-gulo na, parang hindi pumapasok sa utak ko, sinusuka ko na siya. Ang tingin niya, ganun din ako matuto, mabilis. Akong tinawag para sa board work. Diyos ko Lord, nandun ako sa blackboard. Hindi ko ito makakalimutan, promise. Sa blackboard ako, nakagano lang talaga ako. Tapos pawis ako talaga. Hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin. Tapos sabi niya, ano, di ka masusulat dyan? Sulat ka dyan, simulan mo na. At that time, panahon namin, may corporal punishment pa. May stick pa si teacher. Pag bibiling pa siya ng 1, 2, 3, tapos hahatawin ng puwet, naalala niyo, gano'n. Oh. Tapos, naku, wala na ako alam sa math, hinataw pa, tapos nagsimula na akong mag-isip, tapos hinataw pa ako, nahipahiya pa ako, o di lahat ng nasa utak ko nalaglag. Ibaliktad ang personalidad ko, pag pinahiya ako, namamahiya ako. Tapos, sabi ko, hindi ko nga po, sinagot ko, hindi nga po ako alam, bakit? Teacher po ba ako na dapat alam ko to? Kayo po dapat ang teacher, kayo dapat kayo nagsusolve na ito para malaman ko paano tama. Nagalit si teacher. I know that what I did was wrong. I mean, in that time, napahiya na ako. Parang feeling ko hindi ako ng respeto ng teacher ko. Dapat nirespeto niya na tinanggap niya at minahal niya ako na ay, itong bata na to hindi alam. Hindi ito si Agiri, ang itim-itim. Tapos, madaldal, tapos sumasagot, tapos hindi pa marunong sa mathematics. Ay, sige. At sinigawan ako at inuupo ako. Pag-upo ko, pagtingin ko doon, eksaktong binato ako ng eraser ng teacher ko. At that time, I was a little kid member of the Little League ng baseball. May baseball kami nun. Nasa loob ko po ang eraser. Pasensya po, Lord, talaga. Recalling of that po, tapos kailangan ko confession. Nasa loob ko po ang eraser. Tapos alam bang automatic na lang dahil may galit na ako kay teacher, napahiyaan na niya ako sa harapan. Alam mo ginawa ko? Ibinato ko pabalik sa kanya ang eraser. So bad, so bad. Pero that was, I'm not gonna make, rationalizations of my actions as a kid, but it happens. Pag hindi daw natin pinakitaan ng respeto ang bata, hindi niya mararamdaman na minamahal siya ng teacher niya, like the parents. And then pag hindi na mahal, hindi na niya makikinig. Totoo, anong ginawa ko nun? Hindi na ako, pag math subject namin, kasi pupunta ako sa garden at doon nag-garden ako. Tapos pupunta ako sa playground at paglalaro. I think that was for more than a week na ginawa ko yon. Tapos, hinanap ako ng advisor ko. Tapos doon ko naramdaman yung love talaga ng advisor ko na bakit hindi ka na pumapasok sa math? Kasi ganito, pinapahiya na ako. Tapos yun, kinausap niya yung teacher ko sa math and then umukay naman. So salamat sa advisor na mayroong compassion sa teacher ko noon na may compassion sa akin bilang estudyante na struggling on a particular subject. Okay? So hindi ko sasabihin ng pangalan niya kasi buhay pa siya ngayon. Hindi ko pa inisip na mamatay na siya. So pero I'm saying thank God for her. Okay, next. Respect is merited particularly by those who are our elders, okay? Because knowledge, insight, and wisdom often are hard-won through a lifetime of discipline and learning. Ito yung sinasabi natin na we have to respect people not because of their position, but because of the knowledge they have. Even if we think that we are better than them, there will always be things that they have. Sorry, there will always be some information that they know that we don't. So on that note, no matter how we become in terms of our career growth, better than our teachers before, we still have to respect them as teachers because they were the ones who molded us one way or the other. Next, cultivating respect as a virtue does not mean insisting that all ideas, beliefs, or actions are respect-worthy. Ito yung sinasabi natin na if we want our kids to learn respect, it's respect also for diversity. Respect na hindi tayo magkakareho ng ideya, so it doesn't mean na magkaaway na tayo. O magkiba ka lang ng opinion, magkiba ako ng opinion, pero we don't have to quarrel about it. Let's just respect each other. Kaya lang ang nangyari sa Pilipinas po, nasanay po tayo na pag nagturo tayo sa mga bata, dapat kung ano ang nasa utak natin na sagot, yung dapat ang sasagot ng bata. Nasanay tayo ng correct and right answer. That would be good for mathematics, perhaps. That would be good for science when it's exact information. Pero in terms of the way they are going to find the answers, like what solution, how the solution will go, highly individualized po yun. So the point there is that we allow individual differences in terms of how they get to the answer. All right? On that note, maaaring proseso ang ating mga bata kasi nga on the idea that they have different learning styles. So by that, sasabihin natin sa mga, di natin pwedeng sabihin na, tingnan mo siya, mas magaling siya kaysa sa'yo dahil siya, ang bilis siya mag-sagot. Pabilisan ba pagsagot or tama ng sagot? Pabilisan po ba ng sagot or tama ng proseso ng pagkuha ng sagot? There were part-time in our educational system that speed, okay lang sana kung ito ay reading, teaching, decoding, reading, pero hindi ganon. Yung hindi ganon na talagang pabilisan. Na pabilisan ng pag-isip ng sagot. Hindi dapat ma-realize ng bata o mag-generalize ng bata that the basis of becoming good and the basis of the right answer is who was the first one to say the right answer. Di ba? Pabilisan ng sasagot. Yung ginagawa ko po noon, hindi pa ako naka-raise ng hand, sinasabi ko na agad ang sagot para ako agad ang tama. Okay? So, hindi magandang respect in that we would like our students to know that your answer may not be the exact answer that I'm thinking, but if you have, I will respect you on that, but I will guide you to the right answer. Yun. Ang importante doon ay hindi mali ang bata or mali ang bata or tama ang bata. Ang sagot niya, ang importante doon ay kung mali siya, did we guide the child to the right answer? Or kung tama ang bata, did we let the child explain why he or she was right? Ganun lang po dapat. All right, next, respect does mean that we recognize basic human dignity of others even when their ideas or values are different than our own. Yun. Ang pagpapalaki kasi sa Pilipinas ng mga tao ay kung hindi kayo pareho ng opinion, mag-away na kayo. Hindi pwede. Dapat itinuturo natin sa mga bata na kahit magkaiba kayo, kahit iba kayo ng iniisip, kasi definitely walang kahit nga twins, di ba magkaiba na kayo mag-iisip, you will still have to respect. Okay? Hindi na iba lang ng opinion, away na. Ano yan? Drama. Alright? Next, a general attitude of respect also assumes that each person has something to teach us if we are willing to learn. I think sinasabi na you get to respect other people because you know that you will learn from other people. I love the song, yung kay You Made Me Good. Because of you made me good. Yung friends become friends, teachers and students become friends. The good relationship is that teachers learn from their students and students learn from their teachers. And I think what they learn should be on the perspective of how to be a better person. Okay? Why would I learn mathematics? Would that make me a better person? Why would I learn araling panlipunan? Would that make me a better person? Or you want me to memorize all the dates? The dates kung kailan namatay si ganito, namatay siyang, kailan pinanganak, kailan nabombahan ang Pearl Harbor, and so on and so forth. All right, fine. These are information that are factual that I should remember in the history of the Philippines. But the question is, how would that make me a better person? By knowing, sana sinabi ng araling panlipunan na, anak, dapat malaman mo to lahat ng mga dates na to dahil ito ang mga pangyayari sa Pilipinas at ano ang rason kung bakit nangyaring to. At ang mga rason na ito, yung pagkikimkim ng mga kayamanan ng mga tao, ang pag-aalila sa mga tao ay nangyayari pa rin ngayon. Dapat alamin natin kung ano ang mga hindi pagrespeto, disrespeto, no? Pagdisrespect ng mga tao noon. Dapat yan ang hindi na natin gagawin. Sana ganun ang pagtuturo ng, yes, those are facts that I need to memorize. But the question is, would that make me a better person than who I am right now? And that's what we are supposed to be doing, teachers. That's on top of knowledge. Ano ang tawag natin sa DepEd? Kesabe, knowledge, skills, skills, attitude, values, and ethics. Kesabe, knowledge, skills, attitude, values, and ethics. Diba? Knowledge, yes. Skills, yes. Pero attitude, importante. Virtues, importante. Ethics, importante. Paano makasalamuha? Yan po. Ang good ka, sabi ko nga, good kayo kung kayo ay nagtuturo ng knowledge and skills sa bata, but you become effective pag nadadagdagan nyo ng attitude, pagbabago sa attitude, pagdagdag sa virtue, at pagdagdag sa ethics. Alright? Grabe ha, self-awareness pa lang yun. Ang dami na natin pinag-usapan. Oh my gosh. Discussion, don't worry, it's just, passing through the questions though to understand. Question number 1 is, who are good teachers? Isa-isa lang po natin. Good teachers are strong communicators. Okay? We are strong. We are good teachers when we communicate to our students the standards of the subject, what they are expected to acquire. So nakalagay po dito, teachers are able to overcome their students' fears on learning by communicating to them clearly how the learning journey will proceed. Ito po yung sinasabi po natin na learning plans. Alam ng bata kung ano ang mga learning objectives, and the skills and the learning outcomes that they will be encountering. So this is one indicator of a good teacher. Okay? Na napapaklaro niya sa bata ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga topics, ng mga standards na dapat matutunan ng bata dahil ito ay makakatulong sa mga susunod na kanilang pagkatuto. So that's being good. I'm not saying being effective pa ha. This is still the perspective of being a good teacher. So isang teacher na magaling gumawa ng modules, gumawa ng materials, magaling na gumawa ng visual aids, they are good teachers. They are strong communicators. Good. Good teachers pa lang yan, hindi ko pa sinasabi effective. Next, good teachers listen well. Nakikinig sila sa mga bata, nakikinig sila sa feedback ng co-teachers nila, and so on and so forth. It says teachers who listen and observe their learners get to know and understand them well and be able to help them overcome such barriers. Sila yung mga teacher na habang ang mga bata gumagawa ng kanilang activities, inobserbahan nila, okay, during recitation, nakikinig sila sa mga bata, nakikita niya kung ano na ang lalim ng pagkatuto ng mga bata. Tapos kung hindi pa mas ganun kalalim pa, nagkakaroon sila ng enhancement activities. Yung mga teacher na ganun daw ay very good teacher. Alam nila na hindi pa nakukuha ng mga bata ang mga prerequisite skills and knowledge sa subject nila. At dapat nilang ituro yon dahil pag hindi natutunan ng mga bata yun, ang bata magkakaroon ng problema sa sunod na baitang. Good teacher. Alam niya ang curriculum. Alam niya ang pagkakasunod-sunod, ang sequence ng topics, ang sequence ng skills. Good teacher. Next. Good teachers focus on collaboration. Nakipagtulungan sila. They realize that there are some skills that they do not have and they need to collaborate with the other teachers to make their delivery of their learning better than just him or her doing it. Okay, and then teachers collaborate with other teachers not only to create holistic learning for their students, but also to learn from others. Like, ang nangyayari ngayon, dahil hindi marunong ang ibang teachers sa paggamit ng ITC or ng mga online platforms, they collaborate with the others so that they also learn from them. that's being good. Dahil alam po nila na they have to adapt to changes. Nonetheless, it boils down to the idea na, ay, mababago lang aking delivery, pero ang knowledge ko, tama pa rin. O, tama. That's why that makes you a good teacher. Next, number 4, good teachers are adaptable. So by that, knowing some changes happening in society, they modify their approach in their delivery of their materials and their goods to students. Yan, okay. Teachers modify their learning plans, mode and style of delivery to consider the varying needs and learning styles of learners. So parang every now and then they do introspection and retrospection, whether they were able to finish the curriculum or were the students able to understand the lesson. If not, the teacher tried to modify some activities to suit some of the identified learning styles of the learners. Good teacher ka talaga pag ganyan. Nagko-consider ka ng mga pangangailangan ng bata. But then again, does not necessarily make you an effective teacher. Okay, number 4, good teachers are engaging. Okay, talagang teachers are able to engage their learners by injecting humor, creativity in their learning deliveries. Itong mga bata, itong mga teachers na maraming jokes, tapos tatawanan ng mga bata, at gusto-gusto ng mga bata pumasok kasi si teacher very light bigay. And then nagiging masaya ang lesson, napapadali ang pag-intindi sa lesson. Very good. So that's being a good teacher. Your approach changes, you inject humor to make sure that you capture the interest of the student. That makes you a good teacher, but does not necessarily make you an effective teacher. Okay? Mamaya ko na sasabihin. Sabihin ko muna kung ano mga makes you a good teacher. Later na ang effective. Kasi nga, di ba, ang title natin, what makes a good teacher effective? So dapat ito muna. Dapat itong binibigay sa good teachers, indicators of a good teacher, meron ka yan. You cannot be effective if you're not a good teacher to begin with. Alright? Good teachers show empathy. Alright? Empathy here means teachers are empathic when they consider individual difference of learners and try with utmost to address and respect their differences. Alam po natin na mga bata ay nagagaling sa ibang pamilya na may iba't ibang relihiyon, may iba't ibang kultura at mga paniniwala. Kaya gumagawa tayo ng paraan na hindi natin nasasagasaan ng mga ganong mga paniniwala. At at the same time, gumagawa tayo ng paraan na paintindihan ng ibang estudyante na mayroong pakakaiba ng mga kultura at relihiyon at thereby accepting respect and acceptance and not just tolerance. Okay? With that, maganda po. Good teacher ka. Nagbibigay ka ng mga issues sa lipunan para ma-inject sa lesson. Good teacher ka. You're a good teacher. But that makes you an effective teacher? Not necessarily. But that makes you a good teacher. Number 7, good teachers have patience. Pasensyoso talaga. Kahit gaano kamali ang bata o kaya pagkatapos ng lesson, may identify ka ng mga bata. After ng class, may nakita ka ng mga bata na hindi pa rin nakukuha. Pinapastay mo ng 5 minutes or 3 minutes, 5 to 10 or 15 minutes with the approval of your school administrator or the parents or both para tulungan pa ang bata. So you have patience. That make you a good teacher. Pero kung wala kang patience, automatically laglag ka na sa contest natin, ha? So isa yan sa mga makes you a good teacher. Patience. Okay? Teachers will be faced with many challenging situations in whatever grade level they teach, but patience, understanding is the answer to this. Ito po yung mga narinig ko palagi sa field. Maraming teacher nagreklamo na, ang hirap kasi ng mga estudyante. Nagawa ko na ang lahat. Ayoko na magturo ng high school kasi natitikas ng ulo. Mas gusto ko sa elementary. Sa elementary man, ayoko sa elementary. Ang gulo ng mga bata, puro laro na sa isip. Hindi nakakaintindi. Di pa nakakabasa. So sa high school na lang ako kasi wala na ako masyadong gagawin. Kahit saan itapo may reklamo. So ang dapat natin tingnan doon is wala pong posisyon, wala pong grado na hawakan mo teacher na walang problema. Kahit ano po, kahit hindi pagtuturo. Kahit nga po yung yung ordinaryong buhay, pagiging magulang, pagiging engineer, pagiging tricycle driver, lahat yan ay pinagdadaan ng problema. So huwag ka magreklamo, lahat tayo may problema. Pero the way we're going to approach this problem is to show respect, but at the same time, be patient with that. Okay? Kasi minsan hindi natin nakikita ang solusyon sa problema dahil hindi tayo tumatahimik. Reklamo tayo ng reklamo. Okay? Kung sana, matutunan po natin mga teachers na isipin muna natin ang solusyon bago tayo magreklamo. Kasi walang kwenta magreklamo kung wala ka namang solusyon. Ito nga ang itong kinukultivate ko po palagi sa Sisters in Mary and the schools that I've handled. Please, kung may mga reklamo kayo, sana may naisip na kayong solusyon. Kasi kung sasabihin nyo ang reklamo ninyo at wala kayong solusyon, anong purpose nyo na pagsabi? Manira? O magsabi lang? Kasi hindi pwedeng ganun eh. Kung we want change, dapat yes, identify mo problema, pero anong solusyon mo? Anong maibibigay mo? Kasi one way or the other, you're part of the community. So ibig sabihin, if you're part of the community, either you are part of the solution or you are part of the problem. Saan ka dun sa dalawa? So yan ang rule ko palagi pag I'm the administrator. Huwag magrereklamo kung wala kang solusyon. Kasi kung magrereklamo ka lang, ang tawag ko dyan ay nagsisimula ka lang ng away, nagsisimula ka lang ng issue. Okay? Pero kung sinabi mo, alam niyo po, maraming mga magulang dito na reklamo, pero itong naisip ko na solusyon natin. Yun. Mas maganda. Meron pa palang solusyon. Pero kasi alam mo, mga magulang, reklamo, wala na ginagawa. Bakit? Sila pa pasweldo sa atin. Anong tawag natin doon? Batches mo sa lang, te. Okay? Naglalabas ka lang. Gusto mo lang kunin ang simpatiya ng co-teachers mo para magsimula rin magalit. Is that a good model to our students? Or the best way is, say yes, say what you mean, say what you have in your mind, but make sure you have a solution. Ganon kami kasi pinalaki. Sa PNU kasi ganon ang turo sa amin ng mga advisors namin. Huwag kang magreklamo na ganyang schedule mo. Try mo muna ang schedule mo. Gawin mo lahat magagawa mo para ma-deliver mo. Ngayon, nagawa mo ng lahat. Sige, balik ka at pag-usapan natin. At baka nga ako ang mali sa desisyon at di ikaw. Hindi mo pa nasisimulan, hindi ka pa nakagawa ng paraan, reklamo ka na agad. Yung mga ganun ba? Okay, so that's what makes a good teacher. The patience and the respect that we show to our administrators, that probably they have a better view of the whole learning process in the school. Kasi ang minsan nakikita ng teachers ay yung kanila lang. Pero ang mga school administrators kasi ang nakikita niya ang lahat, pang lahat. Okay? Just imagine kung ilang kayong teachers sa school ninyo at kanya-kanya kayo ng reklamo. Kayo nga ang maging principal at ganyan ang kakarapin yung problema. So, dapat kung magreklamo, may solusyon. O di tulong-tulong kayo. Alright? 8. Good teacher. Good teacher pa lang yun not being an effective teacher. That's being good. So, ang sinasabi ko po dito is, huwag ka muna mag-isip na maging effective ka. Think first of becoming good teachers. And then once you have achieved being good, ito yung sinasabi ko, being good, then work on being effective. Because you cannot be effective if you're not a good teacher. All right? So the foundation of being an effective teacher is that you have to be good to begin with. You cannot be an effective teacher if you are bungee jumpy, what's the word for that? Parang wishy-washy lang na kind of teacher, magturo lang, wala, and so forth. Then you are just a teacher and not a good teacher. So again, dapat good teachers muna. Good teachers value real-world learning. Ibig sabihin po dito ay the teachers make the learning experience more meaningful to students by helping them see and apply what they are learning to practicality. Ibig sabihin, they extend the learning of their subject to the real-world situation. Halimbawa, ang lesson ng mga bata ay addition kunwari. So, i-contextualize niya sa mga bata ang savings, okay? Pagtitipid at pag-iipon. Kung nag-ipon ka ng 5 piso araw-araw, i-add mo lahat yung magkano na meron yan sa pagdating ng December. Something like that, the applicability towards acquisition of the virtues and values. Diba? So, you are a good teacher. That means you are good in your subject and you still extend your lesson to real life situations. Good teacher, but not necessarily effective teacher. Next, good teachers share best practices. Okay? So, ang good teacher daw ay hindi inaangkin ang kanyang nagawang tama. Kung may nagawa siyang modules na maganda, may nagawa siyang PowerPoint presentation or online presentation na maganda, dapat sinishare daw niya sa ibang teachers para all other students will also, all other teachers can learn from how you do it. Hindi ito pagmamalaki, hindi ito pagmamayabang, kundi it's a respect and love to improve practice. Okay? So teachers should share to other teachers what they have been doing well to their students so that other students will also benefit from it. Ang iniisip na ito na we're trying to share this so that there's a possibility na ganito na ng mga estudyante ninyo. Hindi po pumamayabang. Kailan may mga teacher na pag nagkaroon ng sharing, ang tingin nila sa isang tao na nag-share ay kayabangan. Baka ikaw ang nag-isip na mayabang at baka ikaw mayabang. Kasi dalawang perspektibo ng mayabang. Ang mayabang ay yung nagbabayabang ng kanyang ginawa at saka hindi pagtanggap. Ang dalawa yan ang perspective ng pagmamayabang ha. Yung ipinagyayabang mo ang nagawa mo. Ngayon, kung wala ka nagawang pagmamayabang, another perspective ng pagmamayabang ay yung hindi pagtanggap ng mga nagawang tama ng ibang tao. Yan ay isang pagmamayabang din. Okay? Dapat kung tinanggap mo na may nagagawa ng ibang tao, tinanggal mo ang pagiging mayabang mo. Then you have put yourself in the humility perspective. Okay, that's being a good teacher. Sharing. So sana po you share. So a good school would cultivate good teachers if there would be an avenue for sharing good practices. Ginagawa po namin yun sa Sister Mary. Nag-identify kami ng time na magkikita-kita ang mga science teachers tapos mag-sharing sila ng best practices. There will be time na lahat ng language teachers magkikita-kita para mag-share sila ng best practices at bakit sinabing best practices kasi mga checklist lang kami. Alright, next 10, good teachers are lifelong learners. Ito yung mga teachers na they keep on reinventing themselves to improve their instruction and their craft. The teachers never ceases. Teacher, wait lang ha, dapat okay, sorry. Teachers never cease from inventing and reinventing themselves. This is because of their dedication to education and love of learning and love for your discipline. Kung ang teacher daw na mahal ang disiplina, mahal ang disiplina, ng palipunan ng language, they keep on reading and knowing what are the new trends in the field of their specializations. Continue pa rin siya. That makes you a good teacher. Okay? Pero what makes you effective? Let's find out. So question number 2, what makes a good teacher? Effective teacher. Ano ba naman? Sorry, ako po ang mali. Ay, tama naman. Ako pa lang, tumatanda na ang lolo ninyo. Ang question 2 pa ay, what makes a good teacher effective? Tama pala ang sinulat ko. Ang pagkakabasa ko ang mali. Ako, may problema na ako talaga. Okay, sige lang. No problem. Natanggap ko naman po. Alright? So, here are some of the things that we can consider a good teacher effective. 1, teachers are effective when they're able to make their learners interact with other people. Okay? So, nagiging ang isang mabuting, good, what is good? Ang isang magaling na teacher ay nagiging epektibo kung nagagawa niya na ang kanyang mga estudyante ay gamitin ang kanilang natutunan para makipag-interaksyon sa ibang tao. Maaari pong itong estudyante na nasa labas ng kanilang klase o mga estudyante ng higher grade level o mga tao sa lipunan. So, importante pong sinasabi natin na teachers are effective if they're able to connect that to co-curricular activities. Okay? Nakikita. So, by helping it. So, maganda daw po pala na may mga extension activities ang mga bata. So, dapat daw ang ating mga learning outcomes na iniisip ay yung will allow students to interact with others. Kasi pag nag-interact sila sa ibang tao, doon natin makikita kung magagamit nila talaga ang kanilang natutunan. Sir, nag-interact naman po sila sa loob ng classroom. Opo, nag-interact sa loob ng classroom, ngunit ang kanilang kausap ay yung kanilang mga classmate na para-pareho ng natutunan. At sa iyo, na ikaw na teacher, ikaw nagbigay ng kanilang natutunan. Pero kung sila po ay makipag-interact sa mga estudyante ng ibang school, makipag-interact po sa ibang mga estudyante ng ibang grade level, magkakaiba na po ang level ng kanilang pagkatuto. So doon nila magagamit yon. So by allowing them to interact with the others via school interest club, squeeze bees, leadership trainings, yung mga ganun, makikita mo na kung sino talaga ang may natutunan na. Okay? Next would be you become an effective teacher if you are able to help learners understand a new way of looking at the world. Ibig sabihin, nabago mo ba ang tingin ng bata sa kanyang lipunan, sa kanyang mga magulang, sa sarili niya at sa ibang tao? Kung ang Kung malino lang ang bata, nakapasa, top 10 o kaya top 1 o kaya puro perfect ng quiz, pero ang sama pa rin ng ugali. Sa tingin mo, effective ka. You're a good teacher. Academically, you're a good teacher na ibigay mo ang knowledge and skills. But you failed in making a real change in the person because at the end of the day, the definition of learning is a change of behavior brought about by the change of perspectives in life. Nagkakaroon ng pagbabago sa ugali ng tao dahil sa pagbabago ng paniniwala. Nababago daw ang paniniwala ng isang tao dahil sa kanyang pagkatuto ng mga konsepto sa pag-aaral niya. Ang teacher ay nagiging sinasabi po natin na magaling kung naibigay niya sa bata ang mga dapat niyang matutunan, ang mga konsepto. Pero mas maging effective pa siya, magaling na siya, at epektibo pa siya pag tinuruan niyang bata na gamitin ang kanyang mga natutunan para mabago ang kanyang paniniwala at tingin sa mundo at sa sarili niya at sa mga bagay-bagay sa kanyang lipunan para mabago ang kanyang action, mga gawi, at sa kanyang pakikipagsalamuha sa ibang tao. Ang ganda ng Filipino ko, no? I'm just amazed, okay? And its teachers were a World Teachers Day. Right. Again, another one, teachers are effective when they're able to adjust their teaching strategies to fit both the students and the material. Kaya na kasi you are good kung nababago mo ang iyong style depende sa mga bata. Pero you are effective kasi hindi lang kasi ang bata kinoconsider natin. May materialis po tayo, may curriculum po tayo. If you're able to meet those, wait lang, paano ko ma-meet ang needs ng bata? Pero ito yung curriculum, kailangan ko siya matapos. Paano ko sila. So yun daw yung effective teacher. The effective teacher is not only thinking, kailangan ko matapos ang curriculum or kailangan ko mag-adjust para sa mga bata. The effective teacher, good ka pag one kinonsider mo ang curriculum at kinonsider mo ang bata. Pero you become effective if both. Okay? That you consider changing or adopting your strategy of teaching to consider both the students and the material. That will be the correct. Recognize that different students learn in different ways. So there's possibility of creating differentiated learning, creating, say, enhancement activities for students who are fast and remedial activities for students who are, a little slow. Acknowledging that the curriculum can be delivered in different pacing. Na nag-iba ang pacing ng mga bata na medyo bagal. So, same pa rin ang curriculum po natin, pero pabagalan natin ng konti ang curriculum. Or may mga activities na mas madali para sa mga bata na medyo struggling. Alright? So, that's what makes you effective. Now, last one. Teachers are effective when they're able to show enthusiasm and commitment to the learning process which students reciprocate. Ibig sabihin, pag si teacher daw ay nagpakita, well, in short po, pag na-inspire niya ang bata, okay? Pag na-inspire niya ang bata dahil siya ay isang perfect epitome or siya ay isang model ng isang inspiration, ng pagbabago. Okay? Halimbawa, paano natin tuturuan ng bata ng, say, para maging magaling sa English? Ang tanong, magsulat ng article sa English. Ang tanong po ba, ang ating mga English teachers po ba ay isang example na nagsusulat ng article? Baka tinuturuan nila ang bata magsulat ng mga articles, pero mga teachers hindi nagsusulat ng articles. O kaya ang ating mga PE teachers, sinuturuan ng mga bata ng sports, ng health, pero titinan mo ang mga PE teachers natin, ang tataba. Tinuturuan natin, sabi na sa utak ng bata, tinuturuan nyo kami ng health, pero unhealthy naman ng teacher. I mean, hindi ko po ako, sorry po kung may nasasagasaan po out there, but we as teachers must be the model of what we teach to our students, and kung anong sinasabi natin, yun din dapat ang nakikita sa atin. Ang tungkol sinasabi sa amin ni Father Al sa mga teachings niya sa amin, you must walk the talk. Pag tinuturo mo sa bata, dapat nagagawa mo yun. Yun mismo ang ginagawa mo. Kung sinasabi mo sa mga bata, dapat nila matutunan yun, yun din ang ginagawa mo sa buhay mo. So this is what makes an effective teacher. Alright? Last question na po. Mabilis lang po tayo dito. So, how can teachers become effective? I am suggesting the POPCAR. Mahirap pronunciation po, pero isa-isayin po natin. Isa-isayin lang po natin ha. Okay, 1. Be positive. Okay? What does it mean to be positive? Allow yourself to be enthusiastic and find ways to let students see what is interesting about your subject. Ibig sabihin, dapat daw napapakita mo na mahal mo ang iyong asignatura. Pag nakita nila na mahal mo ang asignatura, mamahalin din ng bata ang subject mo. Ganun lang daw yun. Kasi love begets love. Respect begets love. So in that note, enthusiasm begets enthusiasm. Paano ko ganito si magtuturo? Ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon ay tungkol sa buhay ay yung mga nangyari nung panahon ng Hapon dito sa Pilipinas. Maraming pinatay noon. Ay, so mga bata, tingin mo inganyo ba noon? Alamin natin ngayon kung ano bakit nagkaroon ng maraming patayan nung panahon ng Hapon. At bakit umabot sa ganoong sitwasyon kung saan ang mga Pilipinong sundalo at mga Amerikanong sundalo ay pinaglakad mula Tama ba ako? Mula Bataan hanggang Manila hanggang Bataan ba? Ganun ba yun? I'm sorry, parang ganun. Pero kung ganun ka magsalita na mahal-mahal mo ang subject mo tapos napapakita mo at nalaki ng bata, makikinig yan. Promise. Okay? And I think that's what I've been doing with my career, that I'm always passionate with what I do. And it exudes when I deliver my goods, when I speak in front of teachers, when I teach something when I'm in front of my students and any person for that matter, pinapakita ko sila na this is what I believe in, this is my profession, but this is also my life. Marami nagsasabi nga nila, sir, hindi ka pa napapagod sa buhay mo bilang teacher, ba't ako mapapagod? Itong buhay ko. Wala akong ibang buhay kundi ang pagiging guro. And kung ito lang ang buhay ko, pagiging guro, then I have to be the best that I can be. That's being positive. All right? Next, be organized. Okay? Naman, teachers naman out there. Okay? Show students how what they are learning now is connected to materials covered later in the subject. So, ibig sabihin, nare-respeto daw ng mga bata ang teacher na organized siya. Kitang-kita na well-prepared, okay? Si teacher via the materials na ginawa niya. May mga nangyayari po, pasensya po, na may mga teacher na nandun na sila sa third quarter. Pero, second quarter na lang po, second quarter. Ang effective teacher daw, pag sinabi natin organize, nakukonekta niya yung mga tinuro niya nung quarter 1 sa quarter 2. Okay? O kaya nung previous grade level. Diyan daw ay isa sa mga hindi ko yung organized na gumawa ng materials. Hindi, kundi ang pagiging organized ay naiisip ng teacher na ito ay i-connect ako dahil ito yung natutunan nila. So it facilitates a recalling from the students and integration of skills that they learned in the past. Okay? That makes you effective. Okay? Next would be prepared. Pag sinabi natin prepared is think about how material can be most effectively demonstrated and designed as strategy. Pag sinabi natin prepared, meron kang palaging plano para sa mga bata na mabilis, sa mga bata na medyo okay, may mga bata sa mahina. Yan po, sorry po ulit, yun po ang tinuro ko sa mga teachers namin, sa sisters and na ito yung lesson natin. Ano kaya ang pwede natin na alternative activity para sa mga bata na medyo mahina, pero same pa rin ng standards? Ano naman sa mga mabilis? Kasi mababagot sila. So anong idadagdag natin na activity sa kanila? So isipin po natin. So this is what being prepared. Hindi pwedeng ang ating lesson plan only caters to what we think should student be, but also thinking of there's a possibility that some students will not get it the first time. So we should have an alternative plan for our students. Okay? Yun po yung sinasabi po ng DepEd Central Office na differentiated education. Okay? Next. Be clear. Okay? When we say be clear, many concepts can be more effectively demonstrated with visual aids and think about the role body language can play. I would like to say that when we say visual aids, yung visual aids po natin nakakasuporta sa sasabihin ni teacher. Hindi nakaka-distract o kaya lahat ng sasabihin ni teacher nandun na sa visual aids. Dapat daw ang visual aids support and augments the teacher's input or the lesson input. Also, research showed that an effective teacher utilizes body language of facial expression, faces, the hands, and the body that encourages students to listen to you. Nakaka-capture yan at nakakuha ng attention ng bata. I don't know if my hands, my movement of my hands, and my changes of my facial expression, engages you, but in my experience, it does. And research showed that a lot of students get engaged with the teacher if the teacher is highly animated with the use of the hands and the facial expression. Ang nakikita nila parang inganyo sila sa pagiging interest, passionate ng speaker. Okay, and that's true also for effective teachers. Be clear, but be uh, spontaneous and be eloquent with your words using your body language as well, not just visual aids. All right? And then be active. Okay, consider using at least some learning time for activities other than traditional lectures. Ibig sabihin, bigyan mo din naman ng time ang bata na makapag-daldal with other classmates at sila magsalita. So dapat daw, an effective teacher is allowing students to have their time to shine and not just the teacher shine. Kaya nga dapat mas pababa ang porsyento ng teacher lecture. Sir, ikaw ba't kayo ng lecture mo? Puro kayo lang dadaldal. This is different because it's online. We cannot have, I don't see you, you're not in front of me. So kung may time lang tayo, alam ko ng people na mahilig ako mabigay ng workshop kasi via workshop, doon ko nakikita kung natutunan nyo lahat ng mga sinasabi ko. Pero since we don't have time for workshop, yun ang ginawa ko kanina ng umaga, self-awareness. But nonetheless, when I say being active, is coming up with collaborative activities for our students, not just independent activities, also collaborative activities that would make our students more engaged and thereby you becoming effective. Okay? And then be fair, allow errors. Okay? Fairness here does not necessarily mean equality. Fairness here means allowing students to commit mistakes, to commit errors, because they are the core of learning process. It is I've been saying na kung nagkamali ang bata, huwag po tayo magalit. Yan po ay indication or indicator na hindi pa niya natutunan. So kung hindi pa niya natutunan, anong solusyon? E di turuan. Ngayon pwede naman kung hindi ikaw ang solusyon para sa pagkatuto ng bata, maaaring yung mga classmates ang maaring makatulong sa kanya. Kung hindi ang classmates, pwede rin po ang mga magulang. Yun po sinasabi natin na you have to also realize that the possibility of not learning the concept is you as a teacher. Baka you are a threat dahil yung presence mo nakakatakot. Meron po, yun po, nung nasa PNU ako noon, nakahawak po, nag-ano po ako sa mga practicum teachers. Yung mga practicum teachers, pagkatapos namin ng practicum teachers, sabi ko, bakit kayo mga teachers ko na hawak ko ay magagaling naman sa klasiko pero pagdating na sa practicum parang ang bababa ng performance para sa akin ha. Tapos pagdating nung report yung grade naman ng mga cooperating teachers nila, ang tataas ng grade. Tapos may video kasi yon. Tapos dito sabi ko, bakit yung performance mo na yung nag-observe sa'yo ay ng cooperating teacher mo is mas okay at relax ka. Pero nung ako parang nakalimutan mo lahat. Sabi na, sir, kasi nga pag upo mo pa lang sa likod namin, nalaglag na lahat ng prepare namin sa lesson. Tapos nakikita pa namin na nagkukunot ang mukha mo, edi lalo po namin nakalimutan ng aming ituturo. So, yun po yung sinasabi ko. That's when I realized na sometimes the presence of the teacher is a threat to the learning of our students. So if it means that removing ourselves from the picture, like making them partners with other students, posible po na mas matuto po sila sa ibang estudyante kaysa sa atin. So we have to accept that idea. Hindi po yan sabihin natin na derogatory po sa atin. No, it's just a possibility. Talagang baka takot lang sa atin ang estudyante. Ako din dati takot ako sa mga teacher ko. Takot ako sa mga teacher pero lumalabot rin ako. Finally, be patient. Okay? Be patient with students because they have different paces. Be patient with yourself too. Research showed that especially in the early grades and to the middle grades, mas mabilis mag-mature ang babae kaysa estudyanteng lalaki. Although there are exceptions to the rule, but generally, mas mabilis po matuto ang babae kaysa lalaki. Kaya so you have to be more patient with the boys. Even hanto high school, mas playful pa yan kaysa sa mga babae. Ang mga babae, mas madali mo sila makuha yung atensyon. Kaya sometimes, ang ginagawa ko po nung ako nagtuturo nun, ginagamit ko po yung mga babae as the ones magkatabi ko. Ang ginawa ko po ay babae, lalaki. So wag na mong pagtatabihin ang lalaki. Nako, promise, magulo. So we have to be patient with some of our students who may be learning slower than the others, but that doesn't mean that they are stupid, okay? It's just that they are still on the early stage and that they have still other domains that they need to develop on, all right? And this is what I call as top path, okay? Tongue twister po yan. For you to become an effective teacher, you have to be a good teacher first, okay? Go back to all the elements that we discussed about being good. And then once you become good, remember these things for you to become effective. Path. Be positive. be organized, be prepared, be clear, be active, be fair, be patient. Thank you very much. And now I am ready to accept questions and clarifications of vague concepts from you guys out there. I think hindi ko matatapos yung time ko. Sige, go. On time.
Thank you very much, brother. Now we will proceed to the question and answer portion. Our first question is from Antonia Buencamino. What if the teacher works hard and teaches students with passion but does not have a good relationship with her co-teachers? Is she still considered a good and effective teacher?
He's a good teacher, yes. He's a good teacher, but not effective because you need other teachers to improve. You need other teachers to hindi lang po ikaw you have to see the school as a community, as a family. If you have a good relation, marami po mga teachers ang ganyan na wala akong pakialam sa bang estudyante basta ginagawa ko trabaho ko. At the end of the day, ang responsibilidad ng isang guro ay hindi lang sa kanyang estudyante. May responsibilidad din siya para sa kanyang mga co-teachers within the discipline, across the discipline, and to the whole school. Hindi pwede nagpa-function ka lang as a teacher. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na you must be able to collaborate with other people as one of the indicators of being effective. Pag hindi ka nagawa ng ganon, then you are a good teacher. Magaling kang teacher sa estudyante. But are you a good teacher to other teachers as well? Are you fair to other teachers across your discipline, like sa science? Kung ikaw ay math teacher, are you fair to other subject areas? Or nagkakanya-kanya kayo? I've seen a lot of many failures of schools. Marami silang mga teachers who are individually great, individually good, but communally, meron bang word na community? Community as a family, as a school-wise, as a community, hindi. They failed dahil nag-aaway-away sila. Sige, naturuan mo mga bata. But the question is, magtatagal ka ba sa school? Maging masaya ka ba dahil wala ka namang napapasayang ibang teacher, palagi mong kaaway? So ganun din po yun. At the end of the day, at the end of the year or the next year, you will feel isolated, you will feel lonely, and you will feel alone. And it's if like, you're the only teacher you think doing the right thing. Ikaw lang nag-iisip niyan. Kung saan nakikinig ka, sumasama ka sa aming usap-usapan, makikita mo na yung aming pinag-uusapan, yung mga solusyon na naisip namin o mga problemang pinag-uusapan namin sa mga estudyante namin ay maaaring problema mong kinakaharap din sa klase mo. Baka yung mga solusyon na naisip namin ay posibleng nakatulong sa'yo. Kaya lang nagsarili ka sa mundo mo. O di huwag mong sisisihin na hindi ka tinutulungan. Because if you want help, you have to cry for help. Ano ba yun? Kanta yun, di ba? Cry for help. Yes. So, hindi po kayo effective. Good lang po kayo. So, huwag makipagplastikan. Be genuinely involved with the other teachers and the whole school. That you become effective.
Thank you very much, brother. Our next question is from Eulogio Embrado. How can we know that we are effective in the delivery of our topics in the time of pandemic and students are in modular?
I like your question. And until now, yan din po ang tanong sa akin kanina sa meeting namin sa Department of Education. Like, how would we know if our teachers are effective? What changes happen? Kasi di ba nga sabi nga natin, malalaman natin na epektibo tayo pag mayroong pagbabago sa pag-iisip ng mga bata, sa kanilang knowledge, sa kanyang skills, sa kanyang behavior, their perspective in life. Malalaman po natin based on limited po ang ating way of finding out if you're effective kasi ang papakinggan po natin ay feedback ng parents or the primary caregiver at home. Sila po ang makapagbigay sa atin ng mga behavioral evidences of the changes happening in their ward or their children. Kasi hindi natin kita mga bata. Kung nasa school ang mga bata, siguro makikita natin ang pagbabago, unti-unti. Pero kung ang mga bata hindi natin nakikita at nasa bahay po sila, we have to rely on parents. And ito po yung sinagot ko rin kanina na during the time of the pandemic, the monitoring, the support system to the learning of our students, and the and also all other supports that we can provide our students should be to the parents and the primary caregivers, and therefore the schools must give thorough orientation on how parents and the primary caregivers could be at the position, a better position to help the teachers gauge the changes happening in their children. If not, hindi nyo po malalaman effective kayo. Ang nangyari po, dineliver nyo lang curriculum. Then you are a good teacher. Tinapos mong curriculum. Ang mga modules mo ay based on the standards of the Department of Education guidelines on creation of exemplars. Pasok po kayo. But the question at the end of all of the things that we're doing right now is always boils down to one question. Was there a change? A pivotal change that happened to your students based on the things that you have done? Kung lahat ng efforts na to na ginawa mo, tinapos mo ang curriculum, gumawa ka ng online materials, gumawa ka ng module, but later on at the end of the school year or the next school year found out nothing, no learning took place, no changes happened. In fact, lalong lumala ang sitwasyon ng mga bata. Then we were good. We finished everything, all the preparation based on the guidelines, based on our know-how, based on our capacity as a teacher and a planner. But in terms of being effective and effecting the change among our students, that is another question. So kung ako po sa inyo po, kagaya na pong ginawa po nung katatapos ko lang na training sa Batangas City, thank you very much Batangas City for trusting in me. Ang suggestion ko po sa kanila ay get me again as their consultant, then I will provide them with an orientation and a how do you call this? A program that would help parents be their partners in the effectiveness of the implementation of the curriculum in this school year during the pandemic. Parents po, through the parents. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. That's all the questions we have for now. Any last reminders po for our viewers today?
My reminders for this afternoon will have changed. For this week po, dalawa po ang aking conclusion tsaka implication binago po. So, ang una pong ipipresent ko po ay from the Holy Scriptures. Okay, I am not, sorry po, wala pa akong napakan na related dito, but these are from the Holy Scripture that I'm going to present that is related to the topic, and then one that is published in articles. So let me end my session with this from Luke, conclusion and challenges from Luke 6 paragraph. It's a statement, paragraph 6 or statement number 40. Sister Mylene, correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm correct. It's Luke says, the student is not above the teacher. So ibig sabihin, kagaya sinasabi ko kanina, respeto pa rin. Kahit sa tingin po natin ang estudyante ay, o kahit tingin ng estudyante ay mas magaling sa teacher, hindi pa rin magiging mas mataas ang estudyante sa teacher because of the idea of respect and love. But everyone who is fully trained will be like their teacher. So, ibig sabihin po nun, kung si teacher naman ay minahal niya at nirespeto ang mga estudyante niya, makikita rin sa kanyang estudyante at hindi lang magiging kapantay ng kagalingan ng teacher kung hindi mas magaling siya. This is not something that I'm saying. It is in the Bible, and that means that is a general truth. So lahat po tayo maniniwala. So pabalik po tayo sa ideya ng being an effective, I am simplifying the formula of being an effective teacher. Respect and love. Yan lang po para sa akin ang formula. Respetuhin ng estudyante, mahalin ng estudyante. Pag ginawa po natin yan, babalik yan sa atin. Respetuhin din tayo ng estudyante natin at mamahalin tayo ng mga estudyante. Kung ang mga estudyante natin hindi tayo respeto, hindi tayo minamahal, tanong yan, nirespeto mo ba at pinahal ba ang estudyante mo? Babalik din. This is what Luke is trying to tell us. And finally, I would like a very strong statement from Sudhakar in 2017. A very good, strong statement about the research that she did. Sabi niya, a teacher, our role models, second parents, and for the rest of our lives, an undying guide. So at this point, I would like us to answer this question. People, individuals, students, remember only two types of teachers: the best teachers and the beast teachers. So I leave to you how you want to be remembered. the best teacher or the beast teacher. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope I see you tomorrow morning on FB Live. I have a different way of presenting my FB Live with a little bit of twist. No longer like the same as the previous months. And my topic is tomorrow is how to remain professional despite different complaints that you receive. Very nice topic. How can we as teachers remain professional amidst parent complaints or complaints from the administrators? And that's our topic for tomorrow would be still in celebration of the World Teachers Month celebration. Thank you very much and have a good afternoon, everyone.
There we have it. In behalf of Ibal Group Incorporated, I would like to thank our speaker for today for this very eye-opening and insightful learning session. It is an honor to have you with us today, brother. And to all our Kavibal viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to our daily learning session. Don't forget to register to get your e-certificate of participation. We also encourage you to subscribe and watch on our official Vival Facebook and YouTube channel. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang araw sa lahat. Mula sa Vival Group Incorporated, Happy World Teachers Day mga ka-Vibal!